right, aloha, friend. Presented by she helped Country Day to the SBC 3A softball state title last season. On Saturday, helping the basketball team to the state championship, 45-20 against St. Andrews in Houston. She finished with 11 points, 5 of 7 shooting from the field, 9 rebounds, and 5 steals. She's also signed to play softball at Stephen F. Austin. It's Reagan Hall, and she joins the show now. Good to see you, and thanks for hopping on, Reagan. Let's start with basketball. I mentioned this in the story, game recap. You can catch it on gmsportsmedia.com. I think looking at your schedule, at one point you guys were 7-12 this season. You had lost 4 straight and 6 of 8 before finishing the season with 7 straight wins and the state title. What do you think was the biggest turnaround with these last 7 games?
Well, I believe our last game that we lost was against ESD, and that was a really close game. We lost by 2 points, I think, and we all collectively had been working really hard that season, and we all knew we were tired, but we all wanted to finish the season strong. So every day came to work at practice, and we all worked really hard and worked together and pushed each other. And it was just kind of like everyone collectively had the mindset of we know we can win. We just have to be able to push each other more than our comfort zone. You know what I mean?
I mean, when you were 7-12, was the mindset still, let's go to the state championship, or was it, hey, let's just get a win, the next night out and do that and just see where this takes us?
No, we knew that even with our record, we could take the title. And our last day in Fort Worth before heading down to Houston, one of our coaches looked at all of us in our huddle and said, there's no reason y'all shouldn't walk away from Houston with the state title. And we all knew we could do this, and that your record doesn't matter going into the tournament. Anyone can win. So
Yeah, take me through Saturday. You beat St. Andrews. You only hold them to 20 points. Defensively, you guys finished with 21 steals. Just just talk about what was working that night.
well, we've played tournaments. We played 3 tournaments, I think, at the beginning of the season. And so we were used to obviously we were really tired because we had a really tough game against St. Stephen's the day before. But we woke up that Saturday morning, had breakfast all together, went to a little shoot around at a little a smaller school in Houston, and got warmed up. And we all knew that everyone was tired, our bodies were tired, our mind was tired, but we all just kept telling each other there's one more game and we can win this game if we just push through the exhaustion and really want to win. And we had a slow start to the game, a lot slower than we thought we would have, but we just kept telling each other pick it up, focus on what's working and fix what's not. And we just shot up in the second half and just kept breaking away. And it was with us, with this group of girls, when we're on. And you start going and building momentum, and no one wanted to stop. We wanted to make that lead as far as as big as it could get.
What was for breakfast?
Oh, well, the hotel we were at, it's kind of like a restaurant breakfast style. So there are lots of scrambled eggs, bacon,
Okay.
sausage. It was a good mix.
Typical hotel,
Yeah.
in the lobby.
Mhm.
Okay. Maybe that's what pushed you guys over the top that day.
Maybe.
So yeah, Country Day wins their first girls basketball state title since 2005. Um, as I mentioned at the start of the show, you helped the softball team to a state title. and I believe that was the first since 2011, somewhere around that year. But I mean, what's it mean to you to be on these two state title teams, kind of snapping, a championship drought and really playing an integral part in both championship games?
Yeah, it really means a lot to be able to have an impact on that and to be a part of teams that all want to win, because obviously sometimes you get on a team and not everyone is dedicated like that, but softball, we all wanted to win. And that was really fun to be a part of a team that could push each other like that. And same thing for basketball. Honestly, this was probably my favorite year of basketball I've played, just because the chemistry was really good. And we all, like, we were able to push each other without people taking it personally. If maybe you made a comment like, hey, you need to pick it up, or you need to, like, you can go steal that ball or go shoot, like shoot it if you're open, people wouldn't take it personally. It was just like everyone wanted to win. And as I said before, it's not every day you get to be on a team where everyone has that mindset. And being raised playing a lot of sports, I'm obviously a very competitive person. So the state championship in every sport I play is all I have, like, my mindset on. Is the end of the season, like, everything, every practice, every workout counts to help me for that. And it's really exciting to be able to know that we broke that, like, championship drought, because right before we left for Houston, I had seen Coach Rains, our head coach, has this shelf in her room with all of the plaques from all of the championships that teams she's coached, like, have won. And I saw that and I told myself, like, we can, like, I want a plaque that has our team on it on that shelf. Like, I want to win that badly. And when we won, well, the first thing I did when we won was I hugged my sister, because getting to play with Riley was really exciting and a great opportunity. And I hugged her and I just thought to myself, there's no way this is real. Like, the feeling for softball was immaculate. Like, it was amazing to be able to win, but definitely for basketball, in a sport where I would say I'm not as strong in, as I am in softball, obviously. And so to be able to win there, it was like the greatest feeling in the world. And we were, like, all just tears, like we were crying. We were so happy. Our coaches were in tears, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, your head coach, Sheila Rains, at least during her time, this is six state championship appearances for our country day and her third state title overall. And you mentioned your sister, Riley Hall, who's a freshman now. I was just going to ask about that. I know you guys are pretty close and kind of waiting for a while to be on the same team. And obviously, softball's starting up this week, and you get to share the diamond there. But basketball came first. Just kind of talk more about being able to finally share the same team with her.
So we played volleyball together,
Okay.
but she played JV and varsity, but was definitely a big help for JV as a middle. So we didn't really get to play as much there. So basketball was really fun because we were on the court almost all the time, like, together. And it was just like being able to have your sister out there and share that time with her was just such a gift and such a blessing. And every day, I mean, I feel like we've gotten closer because of it over the winter and the fall. And I mean, we live in the same house, so we're pretty close, but definitely being able to see her excel and, I mean, score over 300 points this season, was, like, I couldn't be prouder of her. And some people, they see us, they're like, y'all are arguing. And I'm like, we're really not arguing. That's just how we talk. But I couldn't be prouder, like, to be her big sister, and there's nothing I want more for her than to be, like, the best athlete and person she can be. So to see her grow and, like, her confidence and, like, her skill and, like, actually be a part of that instead of just watching it happen was amazing.
Yeah, you aren't arguing, you're just being sisters.
No, we're just being sisters.
Riley ended up with 6 points, had 9 rebounds, just like yourself, and had 7 steals. So, you two combined for 12 of the 21 steals. So, big part on the defense there. Talking with Reagan Hall for Fort Worth Country Day. So, you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but what was more sweeter? Was it winning a softball state title with your mom as coach, or winning basketball with your sister?
Oh, that's hard because I guess softball was more of like redeeming what happened my sophomore year in the SBC tournament when we lost the first game, and I wanted to really redeem what happened that year because I knew we could win. We just kind of got screwed over that game. So I don't know. It's hard because basketball, yeah, I don't know. Playing with Riley, it was really I can't really pick one if I'm being honest, but it would be fun to win softball again with Riley and my mom.
Yeah.
That would probably take the cake if we win again, but basketball was, I don't know, they were both pretty awesome.
Uh, did you start? Was softball your first sport?
It was.
Okay. Um, and like I mentioned before, you are assigned to play softball at SFA. If you weren't playing softball in college, I mean, would you be playing basketball or volleyball?
Um, I'd probably be playing volleyball only because I think the way my body's built, it's easier to, like, I don't know, I feel like I'd be better at volleyball in college than basketball. Um, but I definitely would be playing a sport in college. I don't think I could go without playing a sport in
Right.
college. I'd have to pick something.
So I know that you've been to numerous amount of camps, during your recruiting process, and I'm sure a bunch of schools were looking at you and offering you, but ultimately you took Stephen F. Austin. Why?
Well, the campus, Nacogdoches, is beautiful. And that was a big deal of like where I want to live. It has to be beautiful. But ultimately, Coach Jackson and Coach Yeagers both express like Coach Jackson saw something in me, like the potential and skill in me that a lot of people claim to have seen, but don't necessarily express it or show it that they believe that. And he openly told me like he saw the potential in me. And he actually saw me pitch when I wasn't pitching great. So to hear him say that he still saw the potential and believed in me, that is all I want for, like, that's all I want in a coach, is to be able to believe in me. And he also is big on developing players and not just playing all upperclassmen because of seniority. And so to know I'd be playing for a coach that would put me out there against the toughest teams to make me better, that was something I was really looking for. So
When did you start playing softball, and at what age did you kind of start taking it seriously and thinking, I can make a career out of this after high school?
I mean, I did T-ball when I was little. Like I feel like a lot of people did. I really started playing softball maybe when I was like 6 or 7, and I could be in like a rec league in Granbury. Um, and I really, if I'm being honest, I in seventh and eighth grade, I didn't really want to play softball anymore because I couldn't really like find the drive for it. And then when I got to high school, it started building back up. And then sophomore year, I really was like, yeah, I want to play in college. And then junior year, I was like, I want to play at the highest level. Like, I know I can, and I'm going to push myself as hard as I can to get there. So,
And then to have parents that dad coaches select and mom coaches high school. Softball's kind of got to be the route.
yeah.
So now, quick turnaround from winning basketball on Saturday, and now you mentioned having the first softball practice on Monday, and games are probably coming up soon. But yeah, let's just talk about you know some of the prospects for the 2024 softball season. Again, you helped win a state title last season against John Cooper. I believe your line was uh, 7 innings, 3 hits, and 14 strikeouts. Um, but it seems like you are bringing back a lot of experience along with yourself. I believe Katie Bruce, Emily Klein. You kind of insert your sister now as a freshman. Uh, you can name a few more if you want, but it seems like it's going to be an experienced group back, isn't it?
Yes. So we actually didn't graduate any seniors last year, and we got everyone back. So technically, we have the same team, but
Right.
we also got a lot of new talented freshmen. Like Madeline Ritchie will really help with our pitching staff. So it will be nice to have a third pitcher. Obviously, Riley can help catch. And there are like a lot of new freshmen that bring a lot of skill. And I think we're running into the problem of we almost have too many really good players. So, I mean, that's a good problem to
Right.
have that many good players. But I mean, I think we'll be a lot stronger than we were last year only because we have the same players that are just going to continue to get better. And we have a lot of new freshmen that want to learn and want to be pushed and they want to win, just like we do.
What do you remember about that John Cooper game last year?
Well,
And
I,
that, other than the fact that it was probably 60 miles per hour wind.
oh, it was so windy. um, I honestly, I don't remember a lot of specifics during the game. It's sometimes feels like it's still a dream that it happened. I really just remember the last
Last
pitch,
hour. Yeah.
the last out, and the all the screaming, the hugging, the crying, lots of crying. I remember like I don't remember who the first person I looked at was. I think it was the ground. I think I looked at the ground first. But seeing my mom like seeing my mom crying, just like tears of pure joy and like hugging the other coaches, that was like all I want to do is make my parents proud. And not only did I do that, but I made my coaches proud too. Just that we had done it. And I just remember the feeling of afterwards of like, oh, we can finally just take a deep breath after that game and after the season. And we had like a fun dinner that night at Katie's house to celebrate. And we just hung out and like enjoyed one last moment together before summer.
Yeah. Um, so entering this year, do you feel, some pressure or some weight on your shoulders?
I definitely do. I actually was a little nervous to go to practice yesterday, only because I I knew the freshmen were going to be there, everyone was going to be there. And it's one thing to like say you like win the state championship and be like, oh, we won. And then you get to the next season and you're like, oh, shoot, now everyone like you don't just want to beat anyone, you want to beat the best.
Yeah.
So now it kind of feels like obviously there's a target on our backs almost.
Yeah.
And I definitely am like, I do feel like there's this pressure, but I personally love playing with pressure. And I really feel like our team can handle that this season.
Yeah, and you probably have to have the mindset of, each game you're probably gonna get the best from, whoever you're playing because of who you guys are. They want to kind of be in your position. Um, so if you know off top of your head just what's coming up, are you guys official? Is there an official game this week?
We have an inter-squad scrimmage on Friday, and then we play a few games. We play next Friday at Toller at 6, and then we play 2 games here on Saturday. But I actually won't be at the game against Toller because we have our school musical is next week. And I've done that for 4 years. So we're actually going to be missing a few girls to that. But I will play the Saturday morning game and then go. I'll miss the second game for our show that evening.
So other than being a multi-sport athlete, you can sing too.
I I like to think I can sing, but um I really this role I have is mainly just lines. It's been a while since I've actually like sung a lot. So it's probably a good thing that I just have a lot of lines.
And do you know if the SBC playoffs are back here or is it in Houston?
They're actually in Dallas this year. So that's nice that it's not that far.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So again, so your pitcher, you hit, and then when you don't pitch, are you right field?
Right field or left field? Normally it's left field.
Okay. Um, so what would you rather do? Would you rather hit a home run or would you rather be in the outfield and rob someone from a home run over the fence?
Oh, hmm.
I'm assuming you've hit a home run in high
I
school.
I've hit a home run. I've hit a home run. Okay, I think I still got it because I didn't hit this fall for glory. I just pitched.
Okay.
Um,
Have you
but I
ever have you ever, been close to, like a diving catch in the outfield or
yeah, I can dive. I may be far from the ground, but I can dive. It may not be pretty, but if
yeah.
I catch it, I catch it. So,
So which one would you rather take?
oof. I think I'd rather rob a home run personally because I feel like you get more opportunities to hit a home run. It's not
Right,
every day you get to rob one.
right.
So,
And then I mean, I'm sure you've had your share of no hitters, maybe a couple perfect games. Um, would you maybe not a perfect game, but would you rather have a no hitter or two home runs in a game?
a no hitter.
Okay.
I'd rather have a no hitter. Yeah.
Do you remember how many you have? Maybe last.
I I don't remember that. I
Do you
don't
remember
really
any
know.
perfect games?
I don't remember that. I don't think I think had a perfect game going last year against TVS, and then in the last inning, I my coach pulled me, so I didn't to like save my arm, and so I
The
didn't.
coach, as in mom.
She pulled me, so I had a perfect game going, but in the last inning, I got pulled, so I don't really think it counts.
Um, okay, awesome. Well, we appreciate you all, and we enjoy covering you. We'll be sure to come and catch a few games. But we wish you, Reagan, the best of luck this season, and hopefully you guys can go back and defend that title.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoy this.
Awesome. All right, that's Reagan Hall. She's volleyball, softball, basketball star, you name it, musical star now, I guess. Um, Going to SFA. She's about to get going here for her final softball season with Country Day. And so that'll do it for another episode of Game Time with the Goss. I'm Brian Gossett. Go check out our site, Geo Sports Media, and we'll see you next time.